The one thing that Oprah Winfrey said that every human being wants and needs after her 35,000 interviews is this one word. And most people don't know what it means. Validation. So what does that actually mean? Let's break it down. So she said that after 35,000 interviews, every time at the end of each interview, the person would ask her, how was that? How did I do? So what they're really asking is, did you see me? Did you hear me? And do you understand me? Do you understand where I'm coming from? Every human being wants to be seen, heard, and understood. All the women that I've ever been with who've complained to me about things, the biggest thing they complained about was that in their life, they don't feel understood. In their previous relationships, they never felt understood. Every human being wants to feel understood. I see it in jiu-jitsu too. Guy comes to train. At the end of the class, he asks the coach, how did I do? Everyone wants to know how they did. They want to be validated. You did great, man. Like, you're doing well. Just keep going. Like, everyone needs that. This is what I've learned in my life. Whenever someone talks to you, what they're really wanting is validation, right? So people don't just say shit to you. They say it because they want the validation back. So for example, whatever it is, they could be sharing negative experiences or joyous experiences. But what they're really craving is validation. So let's, for example, let's say I just won the lottery, right? I just won $10 million. And I tell my friend, hey man, I just won the lottery, I just won $10 million. I want something from him in that moment. What do I want from him? I want him to share in my happiness. So I want him to be happy for me, right? So if he's like, oh, cool, man, that's not valid. That's actually invalidating. That's an invalidating statement. But if he's like, dude, I'm so happy for you. That's awesome. That's a validating response because he's identified how I'm feeling and connected with that, right? I'm so happy for you. He's actually mentioned the emotion that I'm feeling. Oh, that's so exciting, man. I'm super happy that you did that. Like, you know, this is what people want. They want you to experience the emotion with them. So for example, on the flip side of that, let's say someone's partner has just been hit by a car, right? And they're in hospital. They just got a few broken bones. They're still alive, but they got a few broken bones. And then they tell you this news. It's like, oh, my partner's in hospital. They got a broken leg. They've been hit by a car. How do you react? Oh, sorry to hear that. That's an invalidating response. That's not helping them at all, right? Or you try and fix. We'll get to that in a minute. But a validating response is something like, must be terrible. You know, like, what's the emotion they're feeling? So they're sad, right? They're angry at the driver. They're feeling a bunch of emotions. So if you can connect with one of the emotions they're feeling, it's like, oh, I'm really worried about him. Yeah, I'd be worried too. You know, that's horrible what happened to him or whatever, right? Connecting with how they're feeling. I'll be really worried too. Oh, it's so sad to hear that. So sorry to hear that. You know, it's really sad what happened. Oh, what reckless drivers out there these days. I'm so angry at these drivers, you know? Like you're relating to them, you're empathizing with them. An invalidating response is just the opposite. It's like, oh, I'm sorry that happened. And it's like a sympathy response rather than validating, okay? So the next part of this is one of my pet peeves is people try and fix. I used to be that guy. I didn't know how to validate before. So whenever something would happen, I'd try and fix a situation. Let's say something bad happened. I wouldn't connect with how they're feeling. I would just try and fix the situation. So similar, let's use the same example. So the guy has broken his leg, right? He's in hospital, your friend's partner. They tell you and you're like, fuck, shit, like, does he need any help? Like, you're just trying to fix the situation, which is okay. But actually what helps people more is when you validate. So you don't even have to give a solution. You can just validate. And oftentimes that's enough. One of my acquaintances, one of his friends, I was with them a few years ago, and his acquaintance, his best friend, who was my acquaintance, passed away. And I knew the guy, I knew both of them. And so I messaged my acquaintance and I said, really sorry for your loss. I cannot imagine the amount of pain you must be feeling right now. I didn't offer any help. I didn't give any advice, didn't try to fix anything. I just shared honestly how I'm imagining he must be feeling. I didn't tell him how he's feeling. I just said, I can't imagine how much pain you must be feeling right now. And he said, thank you, man, I really appreciate it. And that was a sincere thank you, because I wasn't trying to fix anything, wasn't trying to really understand how he feels. I am a little bit, like, of course it's painful, right? So I said, I cannot imagine how much pain you're in. Rather than offering help. Oftentimes when people are in grief, they don't want help. They just want you to know that you see them, you hear them, and you understand them. That's it. When you do this, you'll be able to connect deeper with people on a more authentic level, because people realize that you're actually there for them. See, the thing is, most people want to be there for others, but they don't understand how validation works, so they end up actually causing a worse situation even when they're trying to help. So that can look like your partner's like bitching about one of her girlfriends who's like pissing her off, and you're just like, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do this? She's just like, God, yes, I know about all those things, but she doesn't want that. What she wants is you to listen, to hear her, and to understand her and validate her. Share in the emotion she's experiencing. So if she's frustrated that her friend's pissing her off, she wants you to be frustrated too. So the way you do that is by saying, oh, this is so frustrating. What are you going to do? So you're not trying to fix anything, but you're relating, you're connecting with the emotions she's experiencing. And that's what validation is. So this is the key to improving all your relationships and communication, helping people open up. Everything is validation. Once you understand the emotion that people are presenting, and actually, I'll finish what I'm saying. So once you understand the emotion people are presenting, you're able to connect with them on a deeper level. Simple as that. And if you don't know what emotion they're experiencing, simply ask them, how are you feeling right now? Oh, how do you feel about all this? It's a lot to take in. And they'll tell you, you know, I'm feeling really stressed out. Yeah, I don't blame you. If I was you, I'd be stressed as well. Let me know if I can help with anything. See, you're not fixing anything. You're just being there for them. People really appreciate it when you're just there for them and you just listen. Like this is a skill that most people don't have. And so for me, it gets me really, like, when people try and fix the situation that I'm having, if it's a negative one, without me asking them, it really gets on my nerves. Like, it triggers me, because I'm like, fuck, I need to start talking about this, because most people don't know how to validate. And this is causing a lot of unnecessary issues in people's relationships. Like, people are suffering so much in their relationships because they don't know how to validate and they don't understand emotional intelligence. And again, this is no fault of their own, because it's not taught in society, like, widely. And I only discovered this 3 years ago, and my last year of my 20s, I discovered emotions, basically, and how to really understand them. And it's still a process. I'm not telling you I'm a genius. I just figured out some things that work with relationships, and I'm still learning every day too. I hope this helped. And if you want more help, if you want me to do a consult with you, just go and click the link in the bio, and we can help you improve the way you communicate, because that's going to help the way you show up in your relationships with your colleagues at work, with your partner, and with your kids, if you have any, and your family too, and your friends. Every aspect of your life will improve once you learn how to implement validating people in your life. You can do that starting with the next conversation you have. Every single conversation, validate. And you see the results of it is deep, profound connection, more love, and more acceptance, okay? And if you need help with this, let's schedule a call. Just go and click the link below, and we can talk about some coaching options for you and explore your situation and see if we can help you. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.